Time now for the markets with Leighton, and you say that there's a good trend for catfish?
An extension economist will offer some analysis of where the fish industry is in just a moment. Also ahead in our market segment, the cattle inventory report shows the nation's herd declining still. Ending stocks of soybeans are forecast to be tighter, while corn makes its wintertime low price. The government's January 31st cattle inventory report showed a continued decline in our nation's herd, but also hinted that rebuilding may be starting. The annual report indicates that the total number of cattle and calves is down close to 2% from 1 year ago. That is the smallest total U.S. cattle herd since 1951. Meanwhile, the beef cow herd is the smallest since 1962. Evidence that herd rebuilding may be getting underway came in the inventory number for beef replacement heifers. That indicator was up 1.7%. Many analysts say the fed cattle market is very firm for now, even as far out as another month or two. However, trader Naomi Bloom confirms that the futures market is sometimes not as bullish as the cash prices are.
The market for futures is very overbought, and so most of us think that we would see some sort of a technical correction happening. However, the cash market is trading at such a premium to the futures market that you almost think, well, maybe this futures market has enough reason to stay firm, at least, if not go higher potentially. But it's a day-by-day situation where we're watching the cash market, watching how the feeders trade and all of those types of things. But overall, we have just a nice solid demand in that market too. And we saw that on the cold storage report, big drop in supplies there. So that cattle market still looks firm as far as price goes for another month or two. And then we'll see how production is going at that time and how demand is going, but definitely firm prices. If you see a correction along the way right now, don't panic, but just look for a nice sideways trend from here on out.
The farm-raised catfish industry has had plenty of weather challenges in recent weeks. Harvest, of course, must go on regardless of ice or freezing temperatures. Extension Ag economist John Michael Riley joined me late Thursday morning to discuss where this industry is right now. Well, the front cover of the new Catfish Journal dramatizes the challenges that this icy cold weather can create when you're trying to seine a catfish pond, because the fish continue to have to be moved even when it's so cold. So are we looking at a different trend now? We're in a new year, but are we still seeing pretty much where we were at the end of 2013 for catfish?
Well, the cold weather obviously is having some impacts, just as it is on you and I and other livestock species, aquaculture species. No doubt about it. If we think about where we're at, yes, I think we're fairly steady with where we've been really throughout 2013. I think we've finally stabilized the industry a little bit. I was talking with Dr. Jimmy Avery, our catfish specialist, who has a lot more information than I do. But he was telling me that that's really the case for Mississippi growers, a stabilization in terms of water acres, in terms of production, largely due to finally some relief on the grower output price, as well as a downtrend in catfish feed prices due to corn and soybeans coming down throughout the growing season this past year. So all of those factors have really aided bottom lines for producers and also allowed for some level of stabilization.
Because it seemed like, I believe I read that volume was up overall when we talk about 2013, so that sounds positive anyway.
Right, up 11% in terms of total pounds processed. You couple that with a 4% reduction in overall acres for the year. So we are seeing our producers that are still in the business getting better, more and more efficient, largely due to increases in technology from various aspects. So yes, we are a slight increase in production as a result of some technological advances.
But again, we're not seeing and not expecting to see really an increase in water acres. That probably has continued to be stable or continue to drop some.
We discussed that with the increase in output price and the decrease in feed costs, which account for 60% or better of the total cost for a producer. We talked about that, and I don't think there's any expectation that we're going to see any type of growth there in the industry.
And the problem of the imported fish, that continues to be a real issue.
It continues to plague our domestic producers, but we're working through those challenges.
Our trivia quiz this week concerns the sweet potato, and here's the question. What family of flowering plants is the sweet potato from? Is the answer the sunflower, or morning glory, or orchid, or red daisy? I'll tell you at the end of the markets. The USDA's next set of supply and demand numbers is out on Monday, February 10th. Private analytical firm Allendale Incorporated is forecasting slightly tighter domestic ending stocks for soybeans in that report, with an increase in exports also expected. Slightly tighter domestic ending stocks for corn and wheat are also in the Allendale pre-report guesstimate. Speaking of corn, some analysts believe the price for old crop has put in its wintertime market low. Analyst John Roach says U.S. export sales are good because there are few competitors out in the world with corn to sell right now.
So we think that the corn market has made its wintertime low, or is close to having made its wintertime low, and we expect to see some recoveries into the spring as people start to focus out ahead. The supplies this upcoming year, the demand is going to be very large, and we're going to have record supplies in the world again this year in order to supply that demand. So we think that the corn market will have some better days ahead, and we're looking for some opportunities to make sales on rallies.
Before our new feature story, let's check the trivia answer for this week, and the correct choice is B, Morning Glory. Mississippi, by the way, the #2 sweet potato producer in the country.